Alright, so we're going to quickly graph these three, just so you kind of understand what's going on. And I'll do it by color. Alright, so what we want to look at is all of these are set into the y equals mx plus b. M is your slope, and b is your y-intercept. Okay? It's your y-intercept. Alright? What that means is that's where it's crossing the y-axis. So let's start with the first one. And I'm going to look at my b. My b is -1. Okay? It's -1, but it's -1 for what we need. Alright? So what that means is I'm going to go to the coordinate of 0, -1 for this one. So if I go to 0, -1, that means I'm putting it right there. Okay? Now I'm looking at my slope, right, or my m, which is 4, but remember, a whole number is nothing more than a number placed over 1, because I need a rise over run. Okay? Rise over run. Alright? So rise over run, I take this, I'm going to go up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and over to the right 1, because they're both positive. Okay, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Right here is my second one. Okay? So now what I need to do is I simply need to draw a line, and I'm going to do that. Let's see if I can do it with a straight edge. I didn't like that. Let's see if I can do it with a ruler. Momentarily, get a ruler, and let's see what happens. See if it also does that. Okay. Okay. So let's go ahead and try to draw it, and it comes right through there. Okay. So that's my line for y equals 4x minus 1. And it crosses the y-axis at 0, 1. I know it's slightly off. That's okay. It's just freehand for the most part with a slight ruler. Okay? So now let's do this one right here. And we're going to find y equals -3x plus 6. Alright? Again, I start at my b. Okay? And in this case, it's positive 6. So the coordinate I'm going to go to is 0, 6. Alright? So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's right here. Okay? That is 6 on my y, 0 on my x. Then I look at my -3, and that tells me that my slope is -3 over 1 or 3 over -1. I can use either one of those. Okay? And all it's saying is, so I can stay on the graph easy, I'm going to go up 3, 1, 2, 3, and to the left, or, I'm sorry, let's start with the first part. It says -3, so I'm going to go down 3, 1, 2, 3, to the right 1, okay, right there. All right, so now, if I want to see the other side, the 3 over -1, that just means I go up 3 and to the left 1, which is right there, okay? Well, if I draw my line on there, okay, there is my line. And notice the intersection point between those two equations is at the coordinate of, let's see, be 1, 2, 3, 3. If I plug my x value of 1 into either one of those, my y value will be 3. All right? So let's graph the third one. And I'm going to tell you what, you think about how you need to graph it and do it on a separate sheet of paper, and then come back and check this. I'm going to pause for a moment and let you stop the video, and then come back to it after you've graphed it. Okay, now that you're back, all right, so what we did is, yeah, so slope's 1 over 2. Well, didn't we put the rest of them in a fraction? So we already have a fraction. So I'm going to start at b again, okay? I'm going to start at b. So I'm going to go to the coordinate of 0, 3. And at 0, 3 is going to be 1, 2, 3. It's going to be right here. And then it says I'm going to go up 1 and 2 to the right. So if I go up 1 and 2 to the right, okay, there's my second point, and I can graph that. And if I graph that, I'm going to get, let's see here, that right there. Now, it intersects both of these at some point here and here. Now, in order to find that, basically what I have to do is I have to set those equations equal to each other, solve for x, plug that back into one of the equations, and solve for y. and that's the only difference. Okay, if it doesn't have a nice clean point like this one, I just set the equations equal to each other, such as let's back up. I'm going to take the negative 3x plus 6, and I'm going to say it equals 1/2 x plus 3, and I'm just going to solve for x, and you guys know how to do that, so I'm going to leave that to yourself. But you'll find out you're probably going to end up with probably about a 3/4 or so x, and 1, 2, 3, I don't know, just under 3.5 for your y is what you end up with. All right. If you have more questions, you can Edmodo me, but that is how you graph an equation. Okay.